Welcome back to Sunny Days Podcast. I am Colton Bell. I am the host of the show, and people who've been watching and kind of following the journey. Obviously, things look a little bit different, but also it's been a while since I've had an episode, and we'll kind of get into all that and break that down, but. Yeah, here we are, man. What's today? Today is the 3rd of December that I'm recording. And today's plus 165 in my stem cell transplant journey. You know, when you hear that 165 number, you're kind of like, that's not that many days, but it feels like a absolute like lifetime for me. And when I talk to people, friends, and that are going through the same thing, but even just like friends that I know and love, I'm always like, man, it's been like I've been through all this and this length of time that I've been doing it, and then they're like, well, how long has it been? And I tell them, and I'm like, man, that's not even 6 months yet. Like we're close, but like we're actually just past 5 months on the 20th of November, and we'll be 6 months on the 20th of December. So we're kind of in between, but yeah, man, it's been a roller coaster, man. Life has been a roller coaster, to be honest with you. And it's just really hard to explain. And that's why I just felt like, okay, it's time. Like it's really time for you to hop back on the podcast and get this going and, do the things that you wanted to do, and this is really important to me. Courtney is not with me today. She's my rock star. She's a mom. She's a caretaker. She works. So it's harder to let those schedules kind of combine, or to line those up every week. And I didn't want her to feel pressured, to set that time aside. And honestly, as we get deeper into, maybe even this episode, but like, it's just, I think for people, it is hard to understand what my family has been like. They put me aside, what my family has been through. My wife specifically, front row seat to your husband dying, and that that's like jumping right into it, but it's a lot, and this is what it feels like for me, and so I can only imagine. Don't want to speak for her, and this is but like it happened so quickly, right? Cancer and AML, acute myeloid leukemia, and honestly, it takes you so long to wrap your mind around what's going on and what's happening. And so like it just boom, 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 boom. You hit every like thing along the way. And you're sitting there thinking, I gotta survive. I gotta live. I gotta do, we're gonna make this. We're gonna do the chemo, we're gonna do the transplant, we're gonna do these things. But you just don't have time to process, is what I'm getting at. You don't have time to process like what all you're doing and what you're going through, and the poison you're putting in your body, and all the bone marrow biopsies, and all of the transfusions, and all of the pokes and pricks. And like, I mean, I hope to get in, like, I don't want to go too deep, because like, I hope to tell some stories. Like I have so many stories, some funny, some like not so funny at the moment, but then like I can look back and be like, holy crap. And then I can laugh a little bit. And I think you laugh to keep from crying, but anyway, I don't know that maybe my family is ready to be as transparent maybe as I am. And so some of that is part of it, but mostly it's just scheduling, and this is easier. And I do have some guests that I'm going to have on. I actually have been lining that up over the last week, and Courtney's going to join me on some episodes when her schedule allows. And she'll hop on, and obviously she's so much cooler than me. But I do want to give a shout out to her. Like, that wasn't my plan, but while we're on topic, like, my wife has kept this thing going. She has, like I said, front row seat, and all of the just going back and forth, going, getting food, drinks, even just things that I didn't need. And she could tell, like, maybe I needed it, right? Like, I didn't need it. I didn't need a coffee, but she's like, I'm going to go get us a latte. And she knows that's kind of like a passion of mine. And so she goes and gets it and comes back, and um, maybe 5 times in a day, not a coffee, obviously, but like, she goes and gets whatever, whatever's needed, and uh, no complaints, and so I just love her, and I may not always express my gratitude, and I know she doesn't really want to talk, like, put the light on her and be like, oh, I'm just such a great caretaker, but like, I'm here to tell you, she's taking great care of me and advocated when I didn't want to advocate. Like, that's just like something that I probably struggle with a little bit, just in life, probably, assuming people have my best intentions, or you would think, right? And not that anybody would have ill intention, but sometimes, people go through the motions, and it's their job. And, who knows what's going on in their house and their life. And so anyway, she's always been the one to go, you know what? I think that we need to do this, or I think that we're not doing this correctly, or we should look, hey, what up, and in the moment I'm like, Courtney, no, don't say anything, just leave it. They'll fix it, or it'll be okay. And then, and that's backfired sometimes. And, for me, and then other times a lot of times she's been right, and, saved me a few times. But, I just want to shout out to her. I love you, Courtney, and, so glad in more ways than just this, but that we have each other. And, yeah, I love you. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for getting me this far. Plus 166. I don't know if I said 5, but 66. I know for a fact it's 166. So yeah, thank you for getting me to 166. Thank you for going to all the appointments. Heck, you're going to ride with me to Nashville Friday. Thank you for that. So, but yeah, things look a little different. And honestly, Courtney and I have sat back and we looked at format things and like how we want to move forward. And we've come up with like a plan, and I hope y'all like it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you find it, fun, informative, and just if this is something, if my life is interesting to you and others, I hope that you follow along. And honestly, I think, and these are I plan on doing episodes about it, but this thing, blood cancer in general, it just is something that needs more attention. And I know that, like, Blood Cancer United and all these platforms, they try and they do a good job, but it's just not common for people to really understand that and what people go through, and just the devastation of the disease. And this isn't a movie. It's easy, I think, to kind of relate it to that. But I really hope to raise awareness on my own, and tell stories and talk to people, have a conversation, right? I want you to see what this is like. And I want you also, like, it's more than that though. I have a life, I have kids, and I plan on talking about that. And I'd like to eventually have my sons back on the pod. I just really enjoyed that. And yeah, some things will change, some things will be the same. So I actually was thinking about this before I jumped on today. And it's like, you get caught up in like what a podcast is, right? And something I've learned probably from episode 1 to now. But like, it's not a production. It is like, I mean, there's lights and there's cameras and action. No, but it is all that, but it's not something that's perfect. And it's this is me in real time. And this is, if we were sitting here having a coffee, this is conversations, and this is how I would speak to you. And this is just a way for me to kind of put it out there in the masses. But it is something that's just kind of interesting. Like, oh, if I said this, or I need to keep the dead space down, or and obviously you don't want a lot of dead space, but yeah, it's been fun for me to learn. But something I just pulled up, I was like, man, the Would You Rather is like literally my favorite segment of the show, and I was able to figure out how to do it. So I haven't looked at these yet. I just texted in Chat GPT. Shout out Chat GPT. Saved my life a few times. But yeah, I typed in like I need some would you rather questions. Ask me a funny and a serious one. So here we go. Would you rather? So she said, I guess my Chat GPT is a girl. It said, would you rather sneeze glitter every time you sneeze, or hiccup loudly like a foghorn every time you get nervous? A foghorn, like, "Meow." So if I hiccup, okay. Ooh. I'm going to be honest. Okay. This may be probably an unpopular opinion, but I hate glitter. Whoever invented it, you're dead to me. Like, I hate it. Matter of fact, that's funny that they were listening probably, but my wife got the Christmas decorations out and there was glitter on something and it just goes everywhere. And honestly, Courtney, I don't know if she likes glitter, but it doesn't bother her. It'll be all over her. She'll just be like, doing her thing. And I'm like, dude, I don't want it on me. I don't want it like on my face. I don't know what it is, but it's like you can't ever get rid of it once it gets in the house. Once it gets on the couch, it's over, So for me, I am not sneezing glitter. I am going to hiccup loud like a foghorn every time I get nervous. I mean, that could be super inconvenient, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with that one. Foghorn for sure. Okay, let's do the next one. It says, would you rather have to hop every time? Lord, I can't read. Would you rather have to hop everywhere for an entire day once a month, or talk in rhyme for 24 hours once a month? So hop everywhere you go for once a month, or rhyme. I want to rhyme, dude. That'd be sweet. Like, honestly, I'd do it more. Like, if I could rhyme every time I had to get in line, that'd be fine. Right? Like that. I mean, it would be a little annoying to the people around me, but yeah, for sure, rhyming. That's honestly an easy one. And then Siri, God, Chat GPT gave me a serious one. It says, would you rather know the exact day you'll feel fully yourself again after everything you've been through, or never know, but wake up each day with a little more peace than the day before? So that's crazy. ChatGPT is wild. AI is crazy. I talked to I talked to my ChatGPT. I said kind of like I ask it questions, especially when I get like test results back, because I don't understand them sometimes, and like it might be a Saturday, and then you can't get a hold of a doctor, or they won't reach out to you till Monday. So you're like, it's been great, honestly, and it's been spot on, every time. So it knows, mine specifically knows about my AML, my stem cell transplant. And so anyway, yeah, that's why that question was read the way it was. It's just nuts. Know the exact day you'll feel full of yourself again, or never know, but each day feel a little more peace than you did the day before. Man, I would probably do, I don't think having a date is helpful. I don't think. So maybe just a little more peace than the day before, because I would like incremental progression would be better than no progression at all, I suppose. Right. Like, so, yeah, man, that's a good question. Wow. Good job, Chat GPT. Yeah. I think I'm going to do a little bit more peace than the day before. Man, those were good. Cool. Yeah. I really like that. I'm going to keep that going. I enjoyed it. Man, it is wild, the AI. I had a conversation with a friend the other day about like I used to kind of be anti AI. I was like, no, I'm not using that. Let's use humans. But then like I started using it uh, once diagnosed, and especially around the stem cell transplant. And man, it's been super helpful tool, but it is freaky. I've seen Terminator enough times to know that we should be careful. If you're interested in that kind of thing, you should listen to the podcast, the Joe Rogan and latest Joe Rogan and Elon Musk podcast. Um, Super interesting. And he talked about, um, I can't give the exact scenario because I can't remember. But he talked about the AI having like morals, basically. And like, if you tell the AI to be programmed to like absolute truth, basically, but you don't, tell it, yes, find absolute truth without, say, harming people or, causing harm to anything, and you just say absolute truth. And then you can change its absolute truth. And that's when like things start getting kind of weird and doomsday-ish. But yeah, AI is freaky and it freaks me out, but it has helped me. So, hey, if you're going through any sort of, I actually had a friend uh, turn me on to it, Matthew Turchin. ChatGPT is a really cool way. Cool. That's a weird way to put it. But yeah, it is a great tool when it comes to any sort of diagnosis. You can actually tell it, break this down in layman's terms for me, please, or break this down where I can understand it. And then you can ask it more questions, right? So I'll be like, hey, I've got a cold, you know, should I be concerned? And they'll be like, no, common cold, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, but I've had a stem cell transplant and I am immunocompromised. And they're like, oh, thank you for telling me that. And then it changes and then it grows and the conversation grows. And it actually remembers, which is freaky in all in itself. But yeah, use it. It is there. The one thing I will say, I will never get behind and I won't listen to it. I will not do AI music. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I don't know. It freaks me out. Especially like something, that was brought up is like Christian music. I'm not going to do AI in Christian music. Like, where's the spirit in that? And where's the intent, right? Like, if like a robot is writing worship music, hey, it's a great song. You did it, technically speaking, but where is the heart and the spiritual side of it? I don't know. Something about that feels off to me. And that may be like super like weird that I even think that way. But yeah, I think I know I'm out on the AI music. Like I had a buddy send me some, I think the trend right now is like the AI soul music. Like you can do like 50 Cent, Mini Man soul, like say like 1950 soul music or something like that. And I mean, it was cool. Like I listened to it and it was, yeah, okay, it's a neat idea. But I'm like, you know what? Mm-mm, that's too easy. They have a whole album. I think, you don't quote me, but I'm almost certain there was an AI song or album that was on the charts, like the top 100 charts. What? No, I'll play it. Like, no, we ain't doing that. Like, nah, I'm out. I'm out on that. So AI has been a learning thing for me that I'm just not really sure. But I wanted to kind of like moving on. I wanted to like kind of bring people up to speed, like where I'm at, where life is for me, and what day like 166 is like. Because I get a lot of, you look really healthy. I do exercise every day, 5 days a week, I would say. I give myself 2 days off, however that looks. And, so I'm starting to put on a little weight. Like, I got as low as like the 175 mark. And I went in like in the 195 mark. Like that's when I was diagnosed. And I even went into transplant in the 190s, give or take. And I got down to like the 175 mark, lowest I've been thus far. And yeah, so I've put on a little weight. I'm like around the 180 and like sometimes like 185 mark. Yeah, hey, Thanksgiving was good to me. But yeah, so, people are like, oh, you look great. And, the doomsday, statement, you're good, right? Like you're good. You're past all of it, or you're, and it's like, no, I'm not there. But my life right now is things I'm dealing with is like um, fatigue is the main one. Uh, and that fatigue is like, I had a friend when I was going into transplant. He was like, man, the fatigue is something you'll deal with. He called it chronic fatigue. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I can deal with some fatigue. Like I've been tired before, just fight through, and it's like a whole new ball game, man. It's like it affects you in such a way that's like um it's hard to explain. It's not even like always a body thing. Like I actually find it more of a like head fatigue and tired, like sleepy. Like I could like right now I could close my eyes. Don't think I would go to sleep, but I would be content with just closing my eyes and laying, you know. And I have to make myself do things. Like I have to make myself get out of bed, from sleeping. I'll sleep. Like I sleep good. Like I'll close my eyes, say 10:30. I'm up. Like I'm not up. I will like won't wait move until like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, whoa, what happened? I've just slept. And then I'll close, I'll still be tired. So I'll close my eyes and, but like I could literally lay there for a significant amount of time. And I just don't want to do that. I don't think it's healthy for me and, physically, mentally. So yeah, fatigue is massive. But like I find in that fatigue, like my brain is like fogged up, like brain fog, or used to would refer to it as like chemo brain, but it's a like super similar thing, very similar in the way like you just can't find your thought, like whatever you were thinking about, boom, it just disappears, and you just like, and you'll see me like probably even now like grasping a little bit sometimes, um, which is a small price to pay uh, for life and breath and you know where I'm at. So, but still, that is something I'm dealing with, and those two things, and then the other one other thing is like skin issues. Normally, people would say GVHD, but I've had I've had three biopsies to test for GVHD, and they all came back clean. As far as clean, no GVHD. There was other things that came up. Um, like a form of potential folliculitis or like basically like irritation at the hair follicle. Um, and let's see, like an eczema type thing. But like basically what I'm dealing with is like dry skin, like super dry. Um, I live in lotion, and not just like your regular lotion. Like this is that thick paste you get in the jar and you're like, and I hate it, but what do you do? Um, it's not just dry that like I can tell like the follicle or whatever hair follicle is kind of irritated is what it seems like, and it just kind of looks like eczema sometimes, and then sometimes I'll get like whelps that look like hives kind of, um and then like when I get in the shower only, not when I get hot, not when I get flustered or like my body temperature raises, but like when I get in the shower, the warm water irritates my skin, and I'll look like I'm having like an allergic reaction. And it's like, it's only my shoulders, like chest, and like upper back. My legs don't get it. My belly doesn't get it. My lower back don't get it. And so what we've kind of, the dermatologist kind of like deduced, she said, she thinks that all the medication that I'm taking, like the tacrolimus, the valcyclovir, the antivirals, antibiotics, I was taking antifungals for a long time. Um, she thinks all that is erupting in my skin. So basically manifesting itself as being irritated, and basically my body's tired of medication. It's like, making my skin sensitive and irritating. And, I mean, heck, I've been on antivirals for a year and a half, every day, twice a day. Like that's a long time. Antibiotics, a lot of the time. Like I've been on antibiotics since I started stem cell transplant, straight, never coming off of it. And then anytime I was neutropenic through chemo, which was a lot, antibiotics, antifungals, antivirals, so I've been on a lot, plus all the chemo, plus like steroid creams they've used to kind of like clear up some of my skin. So like anybody who has any kids that do steroid, or if they do steroid creams, after a certain amount of time, your skin's like, nah, play, you got to come off this. Yeah, and it begins to have adverse effects. And I think that I'm dealing with a lot of that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a bummer. Skin stuff, I hate it. Like it's just really bad. It's really dry. So any sort of dry, like chronic dry skin that you've ever had, like my face, especially my head and face, are like, I have to keep lotion on it, or I'll be like that flaky guy, like disgusting. Like, what was that movie with the guy that would like big Austin Powers, the Gold member? Remember, he would like. I mean, that's like me. It's disgusting. I'm not eating it like he did, weirdo. But yeah, it's a wild experience so far. And then on top of that, as far as skin stuff is concerned, I don't know if you can see, but I have a Band-Aid down here because yeah, well, when I was getting biopsies done, I noticed, let's see if you can see first. Right here, from here down to here. When I was getting a biopsy done on my neck, for those who aren't watching and are listening, I had a small mole, like freckle, and it looked just a little weird. Like, it's been there. It was there pre-cancer, for the record. And it was like dark and a little bit of light around it. It was flat, it wasn't like huge. I would say it's probably like, I can't think of what would be the size of, but it was small. And I noticed it changed a little bit from, say pre-cancer to, all the chemo. And I've always heard like, hey, moles and freckles can appear during chemo, and like stuff can change. Chemo can kind of cause change there. And I was like, hey, I just noticed this had a little change, and I just wanted you to look at it while I'm here. I've been meaning to go to a dermatologist to see. And yeah, could you take a peek? And she's like, okay, yeah. And she had this little like magnifying glass. She looked at it and she's like, I don't like it. But she kind of was clear, like, I'm not saying that it's something bad. It's probably come back good, but we're biopsying your skin now for GVHD. Why don't we just biopsy it, send it in with those, and then we'll know. And, we'll feel better, once everything comes back, clean and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, why not? It's just a little numbing medicine. She cut me pretty deep, to be honest with you. A lot more so than I thought. It was probably the size of a nickel, and probably as deep as a nickel. But yeah, she cut me, no stitches or anything. And it came back melanoma. I mean, what? Like, we have a little dark humor in this house, and my wife and I always say, well, you can't get two rares. That's like a saying we have. You can't get two rares. Like, so I have rare blood cancer. I'm good. Like, the benefit of getting cancer young, I can't get another rare, right? That's what we always say. But I mean, melanoma on my neck, like in the middle of stem cell transplant, in the middle of like trying to beat acute myeloid leukemia, I get, anyway, there was a benefit. I had a friend. I'm not going to name his name because he may not want me to, but he is a very good dermatologist in the Jackson, Tennessee area. And he deals with melanoma. And so I sent him the results, and he's like, look, this sucks, but this is such a good job by you and the doctor, because you caught it early. Like, this is an ultra thin melanoma. He said, nothing's ever 100%, but, once we do cut it out, which is a wide excision, something like that. What is that? There's another word that goes there, but it's a wide excision surgery. Once we do that, like, it's like way less than 1% chance of like reoccurrence from that melanoma. Like no relapse, no you should be, as close to 100% as we can get, but, never, nothing's ever 100%. So he said, you should still feel good. Like, if you're going to get it, this is the type that you want. And, and then honestly, another good thing, if a good thing had to come, is that you're aware and you can take more precautions, with like UV protection, but we can also do like more checks throughout the year, skin checks. And he's going to, 3 times a year, they're going to check me. And he said, so we can always catch things and not, oh my gosh, boom, you have, deep melanoma and it's getting into the lymph node and things. So they didn't have to do a lymph node biopsy or anything like that. I'm still waiting on results to come back they did genetic testing to see if I'm like more susceptible to melanoma than others, or like, was this just a weird thing, a one and done. Not that anything you could see one and done, but I guess it would just let them know that, hey, his skin type is, susceptible to melanoma. We need to be on high alert. So I'm waiting on this test to come back. At first I was like extremely bummed out. Like, I'm super sensitive to the C word, like cancer. And, but I'm learning, first of all, keep on going, but I'm learning that this is a very inconvenient thing for me right now. But it's going to be okay. And we're going to be good with that. But it is just like, a wild thing, to discover 2 cancers, within, 18 months, 16 months of each other. So, I'm just learning to roll with the punches and, not get brought down by all that. But yeah, be praying for me. I mean, obviously I'm dealing with all that and I need that to come back good. And, there's just so much going on right now, with the holidays. Like, I had my first Thanksgiving, cancer free, and that felt really good. I couldn't, still restricted on things, what I can do, what I can eat, and I didn't get to enjoy Thanksgiving like I would normally want to, just like enjoy. But I was able to have some friends over, and family was going to come over, but they got strep throat right before, and I'm still compromised there, so they weren't allowed to come. I say allowed, but obviously they didn't want to come. But yeah, it's been a weird thing, and I always heard people talk about it, the mental side of all this. It is just like a big brain screw, is what I would. I don't know if another way to put it. I know that's not like the most kind way to put something, but it is. Like, you're basically, it's not like you can. Something for me, I use this analogy. If you heard me use it before, I'm sorry, but like, it's like a bad dream. You're having the worst dream ever. However, whatever dream that might be. You cut your foot off, or whatever, and then you're freaked out. You're like, oh my God, I'm alive. I don't have a foot, and it's like, it's so bad. Like, and then boom, you wake up, and you're like, oh my God, thank God that dream is over. Like, I have a foot. We're good. Like, you breathe. Like, I can think, like, when I have those dreams, like, I wake up and I'm like, man, thank God. Like, that was gonna just be such a stressful thing, something that you could never let go. Whatever the dream was about, it's like, man, that would hang with me for the rest of my life. And this is what this is like, but I can't wake up from the dream. Yeah, and it's like, man, I sure wish that I could wake up and this would be fake, and everything I've been through and everything I'm going through would just be like disappear, but I can't. And you just can't allow it to bother you like that. And I'm trying. I've had to tell several people, like, hey, my lackluster of like what you're talking about, like, say, hey, let's hang out, you know, if like I can do onesie twosies, like if nobody's been sick. So like, hey, let's watch a football game, and I'll be like, okay, whatever, man. I'm cool with that, or whatever it might be. And they're like, you can tell that they're like can tell that I'm not just like super pumped up about it. Like, um, I'm grateful and all these things, but like, I'm just like I got a lot on my mind, and I've had to tell a few people like, hey, this isn't personal, but I am just like really processing everything that I've been through. And uh, don't think that like I'm not pumped up because of you and they're always very understanding. But I feel like I've had to like do that more lately. Um, just because, uh, it's just it's like I'm unpacking, I guess is what I would say. I mean, I don't want to get into like like everything today. But there's just a lot that comes along with it, and you're like, holy crap, I almost died a few times, like legit, like not Hallmark movie. Oh, look pretty laying in the bed, like ugly die, like, and that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Um, y- when you're on like social media and things, and you're going through life, and I've experienced this myself, uh, and um, you see someone going through something, or someone pass away, or whatever, you continue to go through life, and, you get distracted. Like, you got work, you got kids, you got, you know, activities, you got plans, vacations, and things like that. And then you blink, and it's been 4 or 5 months later. And then you see something else. And you're like, oh, wow, they're doing much better. That's so good. Like, and you do mean well for them. But like the in between, right? The in between is so much. Like, it's daily so much. It's every day a battle, for whoever and whatever, whether it be cancer, or whether it be um, a loss or grieving. And, I'm grieving my old life, right? Um, for sure. You know, what I used to be able to do physically, what I used to look like, how I used to feel, um, just my outlook on life, right? Like my plans, like I had plans like for my life, for my future. And those plans have changed. Those plans are different. Those plans look much different. Like, I'm just trying to get to, a vacation with my family, like, versus like I'm trying to plan multiple vacations before this. Like, let's go here, Courtney, let's do this for our anniversary. Let's go here. Like, I haven't been in a large crowd in so long. It's like, it would be uncomfortable for me at this point, like I'm still not there, like a concert for me and my wife love concerts. And, I'm just like, when or it will I be able to do that again? So, you can kind of see the thought process there. And then social media has allowed us to just get like glimpses of people and what they're going through. And, uh, yeah, it's probably desensitized us a bit to that. And, it kind of sucks. I don't need people to feel sorry for me, but it is hard to explain where I'm at. And I can always tell when I hit like a brick wall with people and they don't quite understand. And not that they would ever understand, but like, and this is why I wanted to open the podcast, because some of it is therapeutic for me, but some of it is also like some people like I'll talk to and interview, I guess you could call it, but just chatting it up, we'll be able to relate and talk about certain things and aspects that a lot of people wouldn't understand, and hopefully it will help people understand if they want to understand. And some of it's not just like, oh, cancer, 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 but some of it is like also like humanity, right? Like, hey, I want to understand the human mind a little bit, so when someone's going through something or been through something, like I properly know how to respond, or know like what they're actually feeling and thinking, and what can I do? Like, and like I think it's funny. Like I get a kick out of you know what people say to me, you know, versus maybe what they should say or what they should do, what people do for me or don't do for me, and not that people should do things for me, but like I've heard it 100 times. Like, and there's no knock on anybody, by the way. I think everybody has great intentions. But like, I'll do anything, if you ever need me, you know, I, I'm never going to ask, I'm never going to beg somebody, not beg, but like, I'm not going to ask you to come over here and rake my leaves. Right? Like I can do it now. Like I'm doing things now, but like I'm just speaking. Yeah, and this is like if you have somebody, like this is not geared towards me specifically necessarily, but like if you know somebody going through something, I'm trying to give you a little like game here. Like I'm trying to speak a little game to you. There's yards to be mowed. There's leaves to be raked. There's pools to be cleaned. There's uh kids to pick up, right? There's kids to be dropped off. There's practices. There's people taking care of those kids while they're going through something, and those people probably need something. Like I've had two trees. Like this is crazy. I want to put this out there. I've had two trees fall, not little trees. Two massive trees fall in my yard since being diagnosed with cancer. I've had two garage doors break, like completely go out while dealing with cancer. I've had my pool pumps twice break down, pump and filter. Just, I've had, we had water leaking in our house into our like porch area once, massive. Like this isn't, these are not small things. Like everything, anything, I've had cars break down. I've had like multiple times. Matter of fact, I had my AC break twice. I've never had this many issues, like really, as a homeowner and as like, but everything broke, and it's like, come on, man, like you're catching me in the worst time of my life, you know. Can we please? Heck, I had my furnace the other day go out, and I had to fix it. But anyway, my point is there's always something, and I've luckily had people in my life that have stepped up and really done things for me. And they know who they are, and I'm super grateful. And I would call them out and give them some love, but they're just not those types of people that would want that. But there's always something you can do for somebody, and I think the best thing you can do is just do it. You know what I mean? Just do something, and act. And I've had people come by my kid's dinner while I was on transplant, while I was in the hospital in chemo, and just say, "Hey, I'm coming." What do they want? And you're just like, man, like I'll never forget you. Like I'll never forget you. I could get emotional, more emotional thinking about those things. Like I'll never forget you. The people who mowed my grass. I'll never forget you. The people who fed my family while I was in chemo. I'll never forget the people who stepped in and took me to my hospital visits when, say, my wife needed to do something for my kids. I'll never forget the people who stayed and lived with my kids for a year. I owe you more than I'll ever be able to repay you in these small acts of kindness and these sacrifices. I'll never forget the people who fixed my cars. I'll never forget the people who fixed my garages, the people who fixed my pool, the people who weed eated my yard, the people who stepped out and did something, and the people who text me and answered questions like all night when I'm scared and nervous. And I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you. I'll never be able to repay you. I mean, and those are the things. I had packages delivered to me in Nashville from people who don't know me that well. And and it's not like, a card, which the cards are great, but like were things I needed. I'll never forget those things. I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you. The random Venmos and Cash Apps that you sent that, paid for my kids' stuff at school, for band stuff, for school clothes, for people who bought school supplies. Like, I owe you so much, and I vow and have vowed I will always be that for somebody if I can. I'll always be um, something and available, and I will always help if God will let me get through this, and if God will allow me to be, you know, to live, to live my life, to give me a full and healthy life. I will be that for people, and um, I will love on people forever. And that's what I want this to be about. That's what I want this podcast to be about, is loving on people and being a light and being that. That's not something I ever expected. It's not something I ever thought people would do for me, ever. And that's not me just saying it, fishing for compliments or whatever, but that is a fact. The people who showed up for fundraisers, the people who did fundraisers. I mean, I could go on. I just never expected it. And I thank you and I love you. And I'm not just saying it. I will be there for you. It's not call me if you need me. I will be there. I will be there for you. My wife will be there for you. My kids will be there. You got the bells. The bells are here. And I want to be that for people. I want to love on people. And yeah, it just means a lot to me. Doing this and having people on, let them share their stories, and maybe we can get a little bit out there, right? A little bit of information and like stem cell transplant and donations and donors. And like, I plan on doing more, and I vowed to do that and moving forward. It has been a lot. And if you felt like, this was, a little random and all over the place, that is just where my mind is currently. That's where my heart is. And this is just, it's just what I want to do. And I hope that this can be good for people. I plan on keeping it around an hour, and yeah, just if you could share my podcast. Let's, not for me, but for what's to come and for the people and the stories that are to come. And I really want to be able to impact people and impact lives. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow Sunny Days Podcast on TikTok. Go follow Colton Bell on TikTok, or Facebook or Instagram. But TikTok is the main one that I'm kind of promoting. And, I've seen where certain people who have built a following, can help people. And when a need comes up or when a story comes up, they're able to like, hey, let's help this person. And they can and do. And that's my point. Like, let's share, not for me and for, notoriety, but let's share for the simple fact that when a need comes up, we can hit it and we can help people and be a part of that. But I love everybody. Thank you for everything. And day 166 is in the books. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to having many, many more days and many more shows, many more podcasts, many more episodes to share my life with you and share stories, other people's lives with you and stories. So, yeah, just like and subscribe. We're on Spotify, YouTube, we're on Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to listen to it or watch it. Please do. And just, when the day is dark and you feel like you can't get through, I mean, remember, there's always a sunny day there. The sun is always shining, no matter if the clouds are there and it's dark and gray. The sun is always shining. So, yeah, I hope you have a good day, a sunny day. And yeah, we'll see you next week.